It's November 11, 2022, Friday afternoon, about 3:30. So it's going to get dark pretty soon. So this is going to be a short video. So what I thought I would do is basically just drive around in Bass Harbor to show you some of the sort of things that are very common here that we see every day. Here's one of them. You notice two deer right there standing by the road. There's one having a look at me. And here's another one up here. Deer are extremely plentiful here on Mount Desert Island for a number of reasons. So there are essentially no predators that might prey on some of the weak deer. So, you know, we really have a pretty unchecked deer population in terms of natural predation. There's plenty for them to eat here. And in addition to that, there's no hunting allowed of any kind on the island. So no man-made predation and no natural predation on the deer. So they just accumulate, so to speak. And every year it seems like there are more and more deer. It's particularly unnerving to drive around right at dusk, because for some reason the deer seem to like to cross the road at dusk. And driving, say, from Southwest Harbor back to Bass Harbor, you know, I'll probably see anywhere from 10 to 20 deer. And there are also lots of wild turkeys here now. I've seen flocks of them. I guess you call a group of wild turkeys a flock, as big as 30 birds. And haven't seen them in my yard lately, but we have seen, you know, up to 10 or 12 in the yard at any given time. So basically what we're doing right now is driving through Bass Harbor from the south, headed north. The harbor is just off to my left, about 100 yards. And just up here, we're going to come right alongside the harbor. And this is one of two routes that I can take to go to Southwest Harbor. I can drive through the center of metropolitan Bass Harbor here, where there are, except for the post office, no businesses at all. But I do get a nice view of the harbor as I drive along. It is right there. And so I can see what's going on out there, what the state of the tide is, and all that. And where I'm headed is I'm going to go on a very short walk. There is a trail that is owned by the town of Bass Harbor, well, Tremont, which is the town that the village of Bass Harbor is in, right up here at the town office. My plan is to go up there and walk this short trail. I don't have a lot of time because now that we're no longer on daylight savings time, it's going to be pretty dark within about an hour. So I don't want to go on a long walk. And it's dark enough already that I can see a street light has come on right up here. We have a few street lights. I mean, you know, there might be 10, 15 in the whole town. But so we're going to head up to the town office and walk this little trail. And to be honest, I have never walked this trail, so I have no idea what it looks like. But I will tell you a little bit of its history when we get up here and get going on the trail. And here's a sign for it right here. It is the Alfred Butler Memorial Trail. I have no idea who Alfred Butler was. So we'll park here in the town office parking lot and go for a walk. And I'll check this trail out. This is one of not very many trails that you can walk outside of Acadia National Park. So let's get going. Now here we go on the trail. Let's see, what does it say? Oh, just keep it clean here. If you take your pet, clean up after it. So this trail, I believe, I don't know for sure where it goes, but I believe it goes around the town of Tremont's former garbage dump, landfill garbage dump, which is what we see right here. And so this is the sort of scenic trail you get outside of Acadia National Park here on Mount Desert Island. A beautiful walk on the old garbage dump. And this landfill site, I can see they've put in a whole bunch of solar panels here. This is town property, so they may well belong to the town. I don't know. There are a lot of them though. And I had heard that there's some sort of community solar program here, but I don't know any more about it than there's some sort of community solar program. Let's see if it says anything here on this little panel. Nope, doesn't say anything. So here's the trail, continues around the periphery of the landfill site. And it's been a long time since this landfill site was abandoned and capped. This is a pretty good sized solar array. It looks like 38. Looks like each of these racks has about 80 or 90 panels on it, maybe more, because some of the racks further down are longer. And they look like around 300 watt panels. So say 100 panels on each rack, 30 kilowatts of solar for each rack. And there are, I can see 3 racks from here, so this could be a 90 kilowatt solar array. I'm not sure though. And here the trail continues. Anyway, the state of Maine largely forced the closure of most of these, at least 4 racks. So this might be like a 400 kilowatt solar array. The state of Maine forced the closure of these landfill sites many years ago. Probably at least 20 years. I don't know when this one closed. However, this one has affected the water quality locally, and many of the people who live near it do not have safe water in their wells. And because this landfill site is the source of the contaminants, the town provides, probably 10 or 20 houses that are on the periphery of this with drinking water, which is a bit of an issue. So other than finding out that there's a pretty good sized solar array back here, this trail has not been super interesting, but we'll see. I don't think it's a very long trail, because that building over there is the equipment storage shed, which is across the road from the town office where we started. So I don't think we've got much further to go before we get to the end of this trail. We are moving to the edge of the woods a little bit, but you can see this isn't an old forest here. This is a bunch of little maples and maybe some birch trees that have grown up since the site was shut down. And this part of the trail isn't bad if you don't look off to the left and you don't think about the fact that the groundwater a few feet down is unsafe to drink and quite badly contaminated. So here we go, around the periphery of the former Tremont garbage dump. See which way the trail goes. To go back into the woods here, just walk back there a little bit and see what this little trail does. Looks like it heads over that way a ways into somebody's backyard. I can just see a house through the woods, so I don't think we'll go that way. We'll continue on the main trail here as we go around. And looks like it climbs up on top of the landfill. And I think this is just a loop. It's going to come back out where I went in. I'm going to be a little slow going up this hill. My right knee is not cooperating. Actually, I can go around here and get a beautiful view of the town's equipment storage shed and the town office over there. So this is the Butler Memorial Trail in the Bass Harbor part of the town of Tremont. And at least they have kept the grass on the trail mowed. So, not quite the equivalent of walking in Acadia National Park, but at least it's a walk. It's close to home. I'm about 4 or 5 minutes from home, and it did have a little bit of elevation change, so probably good for me. And over there, town office, and you can see the back of my truck. So I've just about finished this little walk. Well, I know that this has not exactly been a replacement for my Acadia National Park trail videos, but what can I say? I can't shoot video in Acadia National Park anymore, so I'm going to have to do stuff like this. And I think what I'm going to do is do a lot of sort of tour videos around the area in which I show you what it's like to live here on Mount Desert Island, Maine. We'll talk about some of the aspects of living here, the cost of living, you know, where you can go shopping, things like that, and try to give you a good picture of what it's like to actually live here as opposed to just come here for a week or two in the summer as a tourist. Now, since I'm going into sort of the edge of the woods here, before I end, I do want to say one thing, and that is here on Mount Desert Island, until the snow falls at least, you want to stay out of the woods like this. And the reason for that is that the woods are alive with deer ticks. And the deer ticks here mostly carry Lyme disease. So going for a walk in the woods here, doing a little bushwhacking, brushing plants aside, you have a good chance, even this late in the year, of picking up a deer tick. So that's always something you want to check when you have been walking in the woods and have come out. Just make sure you haven't got any deer ticks crawling around on you that will bite you, because you do not want to get Lyme disease. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this exciting little hike today and this drive through Bass Harbor. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell so you'll get a notification when my next exciting video pops up. Thanks for watching.